Hello, friends, and welcome to the Southern New England Apprenticeship Program Application Review. We will be going over general information about the program as well as reviewing our new online application process. I am Felicia Stumpley's Crowdry, and I am the manager of the Southern New England Apprenticeship Program, which we lovingly call SNEAP. And I would like to introduce you to my partner in today's session, Kate Schramm.
Hi, I'm Kate Schramm, Director of Cultural Sustainability at the Connecticut Museum. Today's presentation is going to have a lot of information and we will move through it quickly and we will not address everything. So after this presentation, please go check out the detailed program guidelines on our website and reach out to us with any questions.
Thanks, Kate. And thanks for joining me. Can you tell us a little about the details and history of who we are and what is SNEAP?
Sure thing. So we are located at the Connecticut Museum of Culture and History, which is a not-for-profit educational organization established in 1825. Located in Hartford, our exhibition galleries and research center are open to the public 6 days a week. The museum collection includes more than 4 million materials. We have permanent and temporary exhibitions, collections tours, workshops and seminars, family activities, and a rich roster of school programs. All this and more helps us achieve our mission to bring the state's culture and history into focus, sparking curiosity, deepening understanding, and strengthening connections that bring communities together across generations. The museum's mission is to be valued as an essential statewide resource where communities see their stories presented, understood, and preserved. The museum adopted Connecticut's Folk and Traditional Arts program in 2015, linking the organization's longstanding dedication to Connecticut's history with contemporary cultural communities. Today, our Department of Cultural Sustainability works with artists, artisans, and culture keepers to provide statewide programmatic support for living cultural heritage practices that are crucial to community well-being. One such program we offer is the Southern New England Apprenticeship Program. So what is SNEAP? The Southern New England Apprenticeship Program in Folk and Traditional Arts helps communities preserve their cultural knowledge by supporting teaching relationships between a mentor and apprentice. The program provides funding to apprenticeship teams with members from Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. This program supports the learning of living cultural heritage forms that are important to communities, that express community identity and values, and which are usually taught informally. These traditional forms can include performing arts, crafts, trade or occupational skills, and religious, seasonal, or ceremonial traditions. However, reenactments and reproductions and recreations are not eligible under this program. But what do we mean when we say folk and traditional arts? So, to quote the National Endowment for the Arts, the folk and traditional arts are rooted in and reflective of the cultural life of a community. Community members may share a common ethnic heritage, cultural mores, language, religion, occupation, or geographic region. These vital and constantly reinvigorated artistic traditions are shaped by values and standards of excellence that are passed from generation to generation, most often within family and community through demonstration, conversation, and practice. So, to summarize, when we think about folk and traditional arts, we are thinking about its context. Where does it come from? And how does it show up in community? It's a very big umbrella. Some traditional arts change very little over time, while others evolve quickly. It all depends on the context. We will give some more examples later. I'm going to go through a few of the top level program guidelines. First, details about funding and payments, and then a couple more things. So it's important to clarify how artist stipends work in this program. This is not a grant. We do provide funding, but SNEAP staff are involved throughout the apprenticeship, and there are additional requirements for participants. The apprenticeship award tends to be around $3,000, no more than $5,000, and no less than $2,000, most of which goes to the mentor artist. This year, we are also able to provide a modest stipend directly to the apprentice, up to $500. Mentors receive their stipend in two payments. First, at the beginning of the program, and another after the final report and public presentation have been completed. Apprentices receive their stipend in full at the beginning of the program. This is an at-a-glance timeline for applications and the program. You will note that applications are due on August 1st, 2026. A review panel evaluates these applications and decisions are made in September. The program itself lasts 10 months, ending June 30th, 2027. There is assistance available for you, but it must be requested prior to July 24th, 2026. Please reach out. The sooner, the better. We also have program partners in other states who are also able to provide assistance, and this includes folklorist Winifred Lambrecht, Summer Conforto from the Mass Cultural Council, and Elena Calderon Patiño from Rhode Island State Council on the Arts. All of their contact information is also on our website. These organizations are our partners as well as ambassadors for the Southern New England Apprenticeship Program. The Rhode Island State Council on the Arts, the Mass Cultural Council, and the Afro-Caribbean Cultural Center in Waterbury, Connecticut. The Southern New England Apprenticeship Program is supported in part by the National Endowment for the Arts, the Connecticut Office of the Arts in the Department of Economic and Community Development, the Cornelia T. Bailey Foundation, and the Connecticut Museum of Culture and History. To access our full guidelines and frequently asked questions, please go to our website. We have full information in English and in Spanish. And now Felicia will walk us through the application, who can apply, what kind of art forms the program supports, and some important details about the application questions. Felicia?
Thank you so much, Kate. So, getting into the application this year, we will first discuss who can apply. This apprenticeship program, it supports regional folk and traditional artists in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. Applicants from each state are encouraged to apply with someone from one of the other states. As seen from the chart, due to our guidelines from our funders, only residents of Connecticut can apply as mentor and apprentice from the same state. A mentor and apprentice must apply together, and we do not assign apprenticeship teams. We also recommend that we can have two expert level traditional artists who wish to exchange knowledge with one another. Who can apply? You may be wondering who is considered a mentor and an apprentice. A mentor is considered an expert in their traditional art, trade, or practice and is recognized as such within their community. The apprentice is a dedicated student to the mentor who has a passion and dedication to learn and improve their skills in their craft and ready to carry it forward. Mentors and apprentices often come into the program together with an established working relationship. We are often asked if a mentor can have more than one apprentice. So, if the tradition is classically passed down in a group learning setting, the program allows for multiple apprentices. However, we do caution that that's under this program, uh, it under this program, we do not fund a mentor to teach a class. As Kate said earlier, traditional arts is a huge umbrella. Some examples of recent apprenticeship teams include blacksmithing, wampum carving, santos carving, and stained glass restorations, Chinese classical dance, kuchipudi, flamenco dance. We have even had blues guitar, timber frame building, and illumination and calligraphy. Please contact us with any questions if your practice aligns with the program. This year, we have launched an online form to apply. As Kate stated earlier, applications are available in English and Spanish. Please utilize this QR code on the screen to access the application or navigate to connecticutmuseum.org/apprenticeship. We do still have a Word document format for those who wish to print, mail, or email their applications. If storytelling is your strong suit, please feel free to submit your applications with audio or video recordings. Next, I will go through the meat and potatoes of the application. With our new online application, the beauty of Jotform is its ability to save and share your active application. I recommend populating the save link as the first step you take. Once you open the Jotform application in your web browser, scroll all the way down to the bottom window and click the Save button as you see on your screen. This will pop up a window to create an account, but it is not necessary to create a Jotform account. Simply click the Skip Create an Account button. Next, you can enter your email in the field form and it will send you your own dedicated link. This link can be shared and edited with mentor and apprentice, but please be sure to scroll and click save anytime you edit information in the form. A few notes before we move on to the application sections. All of applicants are encouraged to discuss their proposed plan or submit a draft to the SNEAP manager or partners before July 24th. A mentor and apprentice must apply together in one application. It is important that both mentor and apprentice talk about their ideas for this apprenticeship so everyone is on agreement with how their learning will progress. Final applications are due by August 1st, and the online form will automatically close at 11:59 that evening. On to the application. As we said earlier, the mentor and apprentice will work together in filling the applications out. In sections 2 and 3, applicants will answer as individuals. So, on to section 1. The first section of the application is general information for both mentor and apprentice. These contain items like name, address, phone number, etc. If there are multiple apprentices for this application, please scroll down to the window labeled as such and enter all information for each additional apprentice. If the apprentice happens to be a minor, please do notate that and provide us with guardian information in the appropriate window. Sections 2 and 3, applicants will be answering narrative questions about themselves. Mentors will answer questions in section 2 and apprentices in section 3. We want to hear your full story in your own voice. Please let us get to know you, your passion, your dedication, and your story through brief yet detailed paragraphs. And again, if storytelling is your strength, please do submit a recording of these answers. Section 4 is the meatiest of all the sections, and it includes your lesson plans, presentation plans, proposed budget, and supporting documents. This section will be again filled out by both mentor and apprentice. The lesson plans. Please provide us with a brief timeline of your learning schedule. This will look different for each application as traditions dictate how learning takes place. A detailed lesson plan is not required at this time, but a general overview listing of the specific skills and techniques is required. We also understand that life happens. New England weather is unpredictable and things can change at any moment. If something comes up that will greatly impact the apprenticeship week window, please let us know and we can come up with a plan to best support you. One major requirement for the apprenticeship window is the final public presentation. All teams must present their work at a public event. In this section, please provide us with a tentative date and description of what your presentation may be. This can be a community festival, a public demonstration, or performance at a community center, or an exhibit at your local library. The public presentation can be many things, big or small. Other ideas include a beginner workshop, a discussion at an artist studio or home, or even a live stream online event. We understand in some communities the tradition that is being practiced is closed, and we honor and respect the sanctity of these traditions, and is why we say a quote unquote public presentation are encouraged to be within your own community. With this understanding, we know reporting for these practices will look a little different. So please discuss this one on one with the program manager. We are excited that this year we were able to fund mentors up to $5,000 and apprentices up to 500. These funds are unrestricted and you will not need to provide final accounting with your reporting at the end of the program window. But with that said, we do need to see an estimated budget for your application. For your proposed budget, we do expect the majority of the award to go towards the mentor's hours. Other line items may include supplies and materials like clay, paints, basic tools, even guitar strings. We also expect that gas and mileage will be covered. Other incidentals may include paying guest artists you may bring in for public presentations, or even assistance in paying studio bills like electricity, leases, etc. And as always, if you have any questions, please reach out to any SNEEP partner for assistance. Support materials. Support materials are something that I find most important to your application. Again, in this section, both mentor and apprentices are asked to provide support materials. We will go over what is needed in the next slides, including work samples, biographical statements, letters of support, and optional items.
Work samples vary based on the art form. For visual artists, for trades or crafts, please provide 5 to 10 images depicting your work. Images of your work can be completed works, but you can also include pictures of your process. For musicians or for vocal or oral traditions, provide 2 to 3 recorded examples, 3 minutes maximum for each sample. Web links are preferred. Please provide timestamps for recordings that are longer than 3 minutes. If there are no timestamps given, panelists will be instructed to only watch or listen from the beginning of the clip until the 3-minute mark. For dancers and performing arts, please include 2 to 3 video examples, up to 3 minutes each. Web links are preferred. For ceremonial, foodways, or other practices, please submit a combination of still images and recordings as is appropriate to your tradition. This could include Word documents, PDFs featuring recipes, processes, etc. If you need assistance in recording samples or documenting images, please do reach out to SNEEP staff. One note, if an apprentice has no work samples for the proposed practice, please provide a letter of support from a community member detailing the apprentice's commitment to learn. If available, the apprentice is requested to provide samples of other related works to the practice or community. For work samples, we suggest that you create an online shared folder to upload all your supporting documents. This can include sites like Google Drive, OneDrive, or Dropbox. On the application itself and the program website, we do provide a sample folder for you to view to get the full picture of what is expected. If you need technical assistance with setting up an online drive, please do reach out and SNEEP staff can walk you through creating one. Biographical statements. Please do provide us with a bio for mentor and apprentice. This can be as simple as a brief paragraph about yourself, or if you have a pre-written artist statement, you can use that. You can even include a resume or CV, but if you include this, We only ask that this reflects your work as a traditional artist or culture bearer. Letters of support. We require at least one letter of support for both mentor and apprentice. Letters of support should reflect on the impact the mentor has had on their community with their practice and speak to the dedication they see in the upcoming apprentice. Many letters are written by other community elders, community organization leaders, or board members, or even in some cases, former apprentices and students. You can find example support letters in the sample Google Drive folder that is provided.
Optional items. We love to see the full picture of our applicants, so optional items are always welcome. This can include informational brochures or pamphlets about your work, scanned copies of publications or articles written about you, or even news clips and radio sound bites of interviews you have given. We also love to see websites or social media links that feature your work, so please do add those in as well. We only ask that you not submit personal pages and only social media pages that reflect your traditional or cultural practices. You're almost done. At the end of your job form application, we provide you with a checklist to make sure everything is completed. Incomplete applications will not be considered for funding, so please double check everything before clicking submit. The last part before clicking submit is to sign and acknowledge that all your information is accurate and true. And both mentor and apprentice are asked to sign this application. In the case the apprentice is a minor, there is an additional signature line for their guardian to sign. Once you hit submit, I will reach out to you, both mentor and apprentice, to confirm receiving the application. And in case you did miss something before clicking submit, I will request those items before submitting your application to the review panel. The applications will be reviewed in late August or early September, and notifications will go out shortly after. We look forward to receiving your application for this year's SNEEP season. And as always, please reach out to myself or to any SNEEP partner for any questions or assistance that you may need.